a windfall of 4,000 taels, a deal that promises to double your money in just 7 days. When Master Wang put his fingerprint on that contract, his hands were trembling not with fear, but with greed. He was certain he'd just met the biggest fool in Beijing. What he didn't realize was that he was happily slipping his own head into a noose, and the rope was already pulled tight. It happened during the Jiajing era of the Ming Dynasty, in a bustling antique shop called Zhubaozhai Treasure House, right in the heart of the capital. One day, a plainly dressed man named Zhang San walked in and placed a sandalwood box on the counter. Inside was an old folding fan. The painting on it imitated a famous Tang Yin's landscape style, but the ink sat flat on the paper, and a small corner was even chipped off. Zhang San explained he was heading into the city on business and wanted to store the fan for half a month. If someone wants it, he said, the price is firm 4,000 taels. If not, I'll come back for it. Master Wang glanced at it. This thing? Maybe 2 taels, if he was being generous. He snorted, tossed the box onto the dustiest shelf in the back corner, and forgot about it by the time he turned around. 3 days later, an elegantly dressed old man came in with his young grandson. The elder strode through the shop, lecturing the boy on porcelain glazes and jade textures, clearly a seasoned connoisseur. He examined every genuine ceramic and precious stone in the place. But then, he stopped. Right in front of that forgotten dusty corner, he pointed at the sandalwood box, his face darkening. Master Wang, he said coldly, since when does your treasure house sell rubbish? Wang hurriedly explained it was a customer's deposit. The old man said nothing. He picked up the box, opened it, and when he saw that folding fan, his hand jerked the box, nearly slipped from his fingers. He ran his thumb along the ribs, studied the signature over and over, and his breathing grew shallow. When he looked up, his voice was shaking. How much for this fan? Wang's heart skipped. His eyes darted. Sir, this is a consignment piece, not sold separately. You'd have to take the whole box. 4,400 taels. The old man stamped his foot in frustration. I only want the fan. Fine. I'll pay 4,400, but just for the fan. He pulled out 200 taels in banknotes and slapped them on the counter. 200 as deposit. I'll return in 7 days with the rest. If you can't deliver the fan by then, you owe me double 8,800. Put it in writing. Wang didn't hesitate. He pressed his fingerprint to the contract. After the old man left, Wang ran to every antique expert in the city. Every single one told him the same thing. A cheap imitation, worth at most 2 taels. Wang could barely contain his glee. This old fool, he's lost his mind. I just pocketed 200 taels for nothing. On the 6th day, Zhang San walked back in and reached for his box. Wang's face went white. If he gave the fan back, the old man would show up the next day and demand 8,800 in damages. He ground his teeth, counted out 4,000 taels of silver from his strongbox, and pushed it across the counter. Your item, he said, is already sold. Zhang San didn't even count the money. He tucked it away and left without a word. Wang wiped the sweat from his brow and let out a long breath. Lost 3,800, but that's still better than losing 8,800. 7 days passed. The old man never came. 10 days. Still nothing. Finally, Wang grew uneasy. He started searching. He pushed open the door of the tea house across the street and froze. There, by the window, sat Zhang San and the old man, splitting silver coins between them. On the table lay another sandalwood box, identical to the first, and inside, another old folding fan. The old man snapped the fan open with a flourish, fanned himself, and laughed. This trick never gets old. That poor shopkeeper will go to his grave never realizing we didn't want his deposit. We wanted the 4,000 taels he willingly handed over. Wang stood in the doorway, clutching the very contract he'd paid 4,000 taels to secure. A gust of wind fluttered the paper's corner, and the character for greed stared back at him like a brand. This con had only 3 moves. First, dangle a bait that looks stupidly profitable. Second, bring in a genuine expert to sell the illusion. Third, lock your mark into a contract so terrifying that he'll pay anything to avoid an even bigger loss. But the real reason Wang lost everything? Not Zhang San's plotting, not the old man's acting. It was his own conviction that he'd found a sure thing, a risk-free payday. So here's the question you should ask yourself. Every time a deal seems too good to be true, why me? Con artists don't win with elaborate schemes. They win by placing the bait exactly where you can reach it and then waiting for you to grab. Greed's cruelest trick isn't taking your money. It's making you pay for the trap before you even realize you're in one. Remember, every gift that fortune seems to hand you already has a price written on it. And that price, more often than not, is your own good judgment.